Good morning, everybody. We're going to start with our toe lifts. So lift, lift. So we're keeping our knees pretty straight here. Really think about using the muscles on the front of your shin. Here's 4, 3, heels up, right, then left. So right and left. Rolling through, ball of the foot and the big toe. Good, 4, 3, 2, brace the core. We're going to start with a nice good march. Think about lifting your thighs close to parallel to the floor. Start to wake up the hips. 8, 7, 4, 3, hamstring curls. Think about scraping the mud or the snow off the bottom of your shoes. Kick yourself in the backside. 8, 7, 4, 3, back to a knee lift. Take your shoulder over towards your opposite hip. Good. 8, 7, 4, 3, back to our curls, tricep press it back, starting to add in a little upper body. Reach the hands back. 8, 4, 3, slow deadlift right in the center, feet hip width apart. Hinge it forward, stand up tall. So shoulders down and back. We're going to brace the core. You can think about taking it down and reach. Bring it back up. Hinge and reach. Good, keep it slow. Hinge, reach. So hand is kind of on the tummy. Little press back. Hips go forwards or hips go back. Arm goes forward. Reach. Good, slow squats. So same thing, squat it down, bring it up nice and tall. If you want to add a challenge, you're going to brace the core, try to keep the arms parallel to the floor, keep your core body position exactly the same. Down, lift. Good, couple more. One more. Hinge it forwards, open and close their book. So you can push the hips back towards the wall if you'd like, and then open, close, Bring it all the way up. Arms, pull it down, reach it up. This is our pull down. We're grabbing that bar, pull it down towards your sternum. Elbows are down and back into your back pocket. 4, 3, forward step and reach. Forward step, pull it back. Start to drop that back knee down towards the floor. This is our lunges, our precursor to our lunge. 2, side lunge, step it out to the side, hold it in place. Little inner thigh. 8, 7, 4, 3, hold it in the center, cat-cow. Inhale, exhale. Good, in and out. All right, let's walk it out to a plank. So hinge it forwards, walk it out to a nice good plank, hold it here, walk it all the way back. We're gonna do a couple more just like this. So nice good walkout. This is one of our exercises today. Actually, is a walkout with a plank, or a walkout with a push-up, I should say. Good, we're gonna take it all the way down. We're gonna hold it in our plank position. We're gonna start to add a down dog. So down dog, back to plank. Down dog, back to plank. Hinge, center. One more, down dog, and plank. Walk yourself all the way back up to a standing position. Coming back into the center, we still need to do our jumps. So heel stomps, or you can do a full jump. So lift, lift. Good, 8, 7, 4, 3, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink of water if you need it. So today we have 4 circuits, 3 exercises per circuit. We have a cardio, we have a strength, and then we have a core. 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, 2 rounds. So our Heisman is our triple jog with a little bit of a lunge. Now you can just triple in the middle. Second exercise is going to be deadlift, curl at the top. Deadlift, curl at the top. Third exercise is a weighted march. Hands can be by your hips, your shoulders, or pushed up towards the ceiling. So easy, medium, and hard. But we're going to start with our Heisman. Triple step in 3, 2, and 1. So we just start 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you need to keep it low impact, you can do a double touch. You can do a grapevine. It's completely up to you. But if you want, it's just triple. You start small, just a little cha-cha for any of my dancers. Triple, triple, or you can do triple and add a little bit of a kind of a lunge or a little bit of a leap side to side. Okay, we've got 12 seconds. We're gonna go deadlift with a curl. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, deadlift with a curl. So shoulders down and back, grab your dumbbells. Feet hip width apart. So shoulders down, ribs tucked, 2, and 1. So we hinge forwards, stand tall, bicep curl at the top. So hinge, stand, and curl. I'm doing a little bit of a flip grip. So I start with my palms facing in, and then I rotate, palms facing up. So just like I'm picking something up and I'm gonna carry it. Good hinge and lift. A little bit of power here. But this is our strength, so slow and steady. 12 seconds. We're gonna go for weighted march. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Short rest, weighted march. Now you can have 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells. If you have 1 dumbbell, I would say at your chest or overhead, but 2 dumbbells, hips, shoulders, or ceiling, 2, and 1. Good, time's on. So nice, good weighted march. This is core. So I want you to think, pull the chin back slightly, ears over shoulders, ribs are tucked, we've braced our core, shoulders down and back. So you almost want to think like when you watch military parades, you know, very kind of stiff. Nice, good march. So tall posture, push the floor away. So one leg lifts up, the other leg pushes the floor down and away. A little bit of a quad squeeze. 10 seconds. And the higher you lift your arms, the more challenging this can be. 3, 2, and 1. A little bit of a rest. We're going to repeat those 3 exercises again, going for our Heisman to start with, or our triple. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we can just do our triple, so you can stay in place. If you want to go a little higher impact, you just don't travel as far. But if you want to get a little bit more inner and outer thigh, you've got your grapevine, you've got your shuffle. But if you can, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3, little bit of a leap over to the side. So nice, good triple step. So 1, 2, 3, good, 3, 2, and 1. Back to our deadlift with a curl. Back to deadlift with a curl. So feet hip width apart. Have it pretty even. Here's 2 and 1. So hinge it forwards, stand tall, curl it at the top. It's okay if your deadlift only gets down to about your knees. So you can hinge, stand, and curl. Think about focusing on glutes and hamstrings here. So nice good hinge, nice good lift. As we stand, we're just coming until we're standing tall. We can add a little glute squeeze, but we don't have to do a hip press forward. So we don't want to push those hips too far forwards. Just hinge and then curl right at the top, standing tall. Here's 2 and 1. 15 seconds rest. We're going to go for weighted march. This round, challenge yourself. If you had your hands by your hips, try having them at your shoulders. If you had them at your shoulders, try them up overhead, but your time is on. So what I might do is I might do 15 seconds of each. So 15 seconds down, 15 seconds shoulders, 15 seconds overhead. 2, 1, good, I'm bringing it up to my shoulders. I'm not resting the dumbbells on my shoulders, but I'm setting my shoulder blades, lifting my elbows. Nice, good lift. Remember, chest is pulled in. Good, I'm gonna take it up. This is our last 15 seconds. My elbows are locked. I'm controlling the dumbbells. Nice, good lift. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring it in. Dumbbells down. Walk around, grab a quick drink of water. Gonna move on circuit number 2. We're gonna do squat jacks. Then our strength is gonna be a squat to press. And then we're gonna do a core rotation. So the squat jacks, high impact option, out and up, out and up. Low impact option, reach, and you're just going for quick moves. It's okay if it's shallow. And then squat, overhead press, and core rotation. So let's go ahead and get ready for our squat jacks. 45 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. So low impact, side step and lift. Down and up, right here. If you need to, right here. This is okay too. But the thing about the squat jack part is you want to make sure that you're getting a little inner and outer thigh here. So all of our strength moves today are right in, was it sagittal plane, I think? So all of our movements today are like front to back. So we want to get our side to side in here, our frontal plane movements with these. 2 and 1. Okay, squat to press. Squat to press. 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells. You can do a squat side raise instead. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So this is your strength. Brace your core, squat, stand, press overhead. Squat, stand, and press. If you want to do both arms at the same time, please do, okay? If you're struggling with your overheads, squat, stand, side raise. Squat, stand, side raise. I just know that this is too heavy for me to do a side raise. Good, we've got 10 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. For this round for sure, we're just going to do body weight core rotation. So hands at the shoulders, 2, and 1. So we're gonna rotate and rotate. Now in the warm-up, we went a little bit faster. I wanna go a little bit slower here. I really want you to think controlling your body, controlling your spine, controlling your rotation. If you want to add a little bit of a diagonal crunch, you can, but you can also just hold it in the center, looking corner to corner. If your arms are bothering you, right here. But our hands are just lightly behind our ears. I think about squeezing my shoulder blades together in the back. I want to keep my elbows pulled out to the side. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, squat jacks, round number 2. You pick what you do. You want jumping jacks, you want squat with an overhead, or high impact, you choose. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So squat, jack, and overhead. I like to stay tall. I'm really still trying to sit into my hips while I am doing my squat. Again, you can make it shallower. We are doing full squats with our strength move, but if you can go deeper, practice makes you better. If you want to take it high impact, go for it. I have to keep it low today. I know sometimes people are in apartments or somebody is sleeping. There's nothing wrong with low impact work. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat to press or squat to side raise. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So squat it down, stand tall, press it overhead. When we do our squats, especially if we're holding a dumbbell or 2 dumbbells high at the chest and the shoulders, tuck your ribs. Tuck your ribs. It's really easy to squat and puff out your chest and kind of stick out your buns. We don't want to feel like we're causing a lot of stress to that low back. So it's just that little tuck of your tail feathers, little tuck of your ribs. 10 seconds. So really engage your core here. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, core rotation. Now this time you have an option to add a dumbbell and add a little paddle. 2 and 1. So add a dumbbell, add a paddle. If you don't want to add a dumbbell, I want you to go back to what we did in the first round, okay? This is really just put on your seatbelt. Whether you're a passenger or a driver, put on your seatbelt, buckle it at your hip. So a little rotation. This is a little upper body, and it's a little bit of back, almost like you're trying to pull the dumbbell to pass it to the person behind you. 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Dumbbells down. Grab a quick drink of water. Moving on, circuit number 3. This one is up. So we're gonna do, it's a lunge with a knee drive, but this is your cardio. So I want you to think like sprinter starts or like starts. One side only. We reach down towards the floor like we're gonna run, and then we drive our knee up. You can absolutely just stay high and do a driver. Second exercise, rear fly, straight arm press back. You can do both arms or you can focus on one. Third exercise is a halo, where we're going to draw nice good circles, okay? So we're gonna start with our starters, our lunge knee drive, in 3, 2, and 1. So really think, get ready to start, drive it up. Drive it up. So I want you to think quick. And again, it's okay if you're here. Higher is okay, but I want you to think about that power. Drive and switch. Drive and switch. If you can reach for the floor, you're gonna get a little bit more leg, but just think, you're in a race. We're gonna start, drive it up. Drive it up. And again, here is okay. Switch, switch. Drive it back. Nice big arms. 10 seconds. Even if you've got a kettlebell, reach for the kettlebell, drive it up. Have that target. Good job. Bring it in, shake it out, rear fly, and a press back. Rear fly and a press back. I am going to do single arm, and I am gonna do supported. Here's 2 and 1. So I'm gonna do supported, rear fly, and then straight arm press back. Rear fly, straight arm press back. I'm focusing on the back of my shoulder, less on my mid back and those big muscles. So for this one, I'm not trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm actually trying to keep them relaxed. And this one, 8 is pretty heavy for me. So a lot of times this is going to be a 3 pound, maybe a 5, 2, and 1. And it doesn't mean you're weak. They're just little muscles that don't get used as often. All right, halos. Again, we're bracing our core. This is a little shoulder mobility. Soft knees, tail feather tuck. We're gonna circle it up and around and back to the center. Up and around and to the center. If you're struggling with your shoulders, if you have, it's just something to hold on to. So like if you have a child's play ball or a Pilates ball, you can always start with that and then bring it around. But what tends to happen when we're tight is we start to want to circle and arch our body. We want to try not to. So it's okay if your halo really stays on the top of your head. Remember, this is core. Stabilize your body. Good, bring it in. Dumbbells down, we're gonna repeat those 3 exercises again. We're gonna start with that sprinter start, or it's kind of a lunge and a knee drive. 2 and 1. So take it back, drive and down. You're pushing through that front leg, a little bit of a straighten, but you don't have to come like all the way up, but I want you to push through, sink in, push through, push through. So it's not like a full-blown lunge. Drive and down. Again, if you can go lower, it's a little more of a hinge. You're still sinking into that front glute, into that front leg. Tap that toe back. Good. Reach. Reach. This is also getting core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Rear fly with a press back. I am liking the dumbbell supported, but I know not everybody is good with that. So hand on a countertop, hand on a chair. Your time is on. So rear fly, good, and then press back. Or if you want to, a little more upright, hand on your thigh. This is your support. But we're still bracing our core here. So we don't want to round our spines here, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between rounded and flexed and neutral. This is one of those times where find a mirror, or have somebody take a picture of you, record yourself from the side. It's for research purposes only, right? 2 and 1. Going for our halos. So when I tell people to look in the mirror or to record yourself, it's for research purposes so you can see yourself from the outside. Good. Halos. It's kind of like having an out-of-body experience. It's just a way for you to see yourself from the outside. Because sometimes we lose that mind-body connection a little bit because it's so gradual. It's so gradual. It's kind of like, you look in the mirror one day and you're like, where the heck did those crow's feet come from? I swear they weren't there yesterday. They probably were, you just didn't notice. But when it comes to working out, the mirror, it's just a tool. Some people use it for more. I use it as a tool. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Walk around, grab a drink. So the last set, you can do it on the floor. You can stay standing. You're perfectly okay to stay standing. We're gonna do a walkout with a push-up. You can do just the walkout because I want this to be your cardio. Or you can do 1 round of walkouts and 1 round of banded chest presses, okay? Then we're gonna do a kneeling tricep extension or standing, and then we're gonna do a plank. And you can do farmer's carries, you can do incline plank, you have lots of options. But we're gonna do our walkout with our push-up, or just a walkout, use a chair, or just your banded chest press. But 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we take it in, we're gonna walk it out. Nice, good push-up. I'm gonna try to do a few push-ups on my toes. We're gonna see what happens. Nice, good walkout, push-up, and then bring it back up. Now, if you wanna do your walkout and go to your knees for your push-up, feel free. Remember, this is your cardio. So yes, we're getting strength in here, but I also want you to get that heart rate up a little bit. Good, less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Kneeling overhead tricep extension, standing tricep extension, or yes, you can do a kickback. This is just gonna get a little bit more core. So we're gonna tuck our ribs, squeeze our glutes right here. Arms up, lower, and lift. Now I am doing full kneeling. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not letting my hips push back towards my heels. I'm trying to keep them squeezed, but again, I'm not puffing forwards. If you need to, do this standing. Focus on your triceps. If you need to, if overhead is not your thing, kick it back. You're still getting triceps. I want you to do what's gonna feel good for you while still getting the muscle that we're trying to train. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, dumbbells down. We're just gonna go for a plank. Regular plank, nothing fancy. If you wanna add something in, you can, but we're just gonna try to hold that plank 45 seconds in 2, 1. Good, time is on. So your first option, hold a plank. I want you to choose something that's challenging to start. So if you normally do planks on your knees, I want you to do planks on your toes. Hold it as long as you can. Maybe that's only 10 or 15 seconds. Then drop to your knees and try to keep going. So start with something hard and then go to something a little bit easier when you need to. Now maybe knees is hard for you. Maybe you can start with one leg straight, one leg bent, and then switch. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're gonna repeat. Do those 3 exercises again. I'm gonna start in a standing position. You're welcome to start on the floor, do your push-up, and then come up. 2, and 1. So shoulders down, hinge it forwards, walk it out. Can you do a push-up? Give yourself a chance. Walk it up and stand tall. If you've got that chair nearby, yes, hands on the seat of the chair. I know it's hard to see me. Walk the feet back, incline push-up, walk the feet forwards, reach. Hands down, step it back. Notice my chest is staying close to my chair, and lift. Good, we've got 12 seconds. Hinge it forward. Good, push up. 3, 2, and 1. All right, kneeling overhead tricep extension. Again, modify, adjust, do what you can do. That's good. So ribs are tucked, tail feather squeezed. So tailbone pointing towards the floor versus letting it arch and point a little bit towards your heels. Try to tuck it and point it towards the back of your calf. Or again, standing is perfectly okay. We all have to modify based on how we're feeling today. But I always encourage you to try something different. But I know sometimes your knees just refuse to kneel. Sometimes putting a pad underneath helps. Good, 10 seconds. Sometimes rolling up a mat underneath and putting it under your knee, like not under the knee, but just below it on your shin. 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it in. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes that helps. So getting ready for our plank. Find your challenging plank, start there, and then regress a little bit. Good, so time's on. So nice, good plank. So again, start here and then go to here. And maybe, again, this is challenging for you. Maybe start with one leg straight. I know it's kind of hard to see, but straighten one leg, like you're trying to lift up into a toe plank, but you have a knee on the ground for support, and then switch and squeeze. So really press into that foot like you want to lift your opposite knee off the floor, and then switch. This one's actually harder than you think it is. Good, 7 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Carefully bring it down. Walk it back, roll the shoulders. Give yourself a minute. If you're standing, walk it around. If you're on the floor, hang out. I'm going to put my equipment away. And then I'm going to grab a drink. We're going to do a little stretching on the floor. It's the one thing I don't like about that rack, is I don't know if it's the right rack, but my 10s actually sit on my 15s, like the head. So I can't just take the 15s out. I have to lift up on the 10s. So watch out for that when you're doing this. All right, hands on by your hips. We're going to do our 90-90s. It's just something to keep an eye out for when you're looking at maybe buying dumbbells. I don't know if I got the wrong rack, but it's not a world ender. Just mildly frustrating, especially since the 10s and the 15s are the two dumbbells that I use the most right now, which I really need to start pulling out those 20s. Here's 2, 1. Let's take it all the way over to the right side. Try to get your right leg into 90, back leg into 90, or maybe bend it a little more if you need to. Try to sit tall, turn over your front leg, and we're going to hinge it forwards. Maybe you can get your forearms to the floor, maybe you can't. That's all right. It's really about the hinge. So think about forehead forwards versus forehead down to the floor. So we're trying to lengthen our body, rotate into that hip. Good, bring it all the way up. We're gonna try to sit as tall as we can, and then we're going to turn towards our back leg. So a little bit of a turn. Some of you might be pointing to the corner, some of you might still be here, but we're gonna try to turn to that back leg. Some people can add a little reach. I am not at that point yet. My focus is stretching my hip in the back. So you might need to bend this front leg a little bit. That's okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up, switch it up and over to the other side. So try to get into that 90-90 position. And again, some of you might be leaning back a little bit, but we still want to lean back and be tall. But sit tall, turn towards this front leg. And we're going to walk it forwards. If you can get forearms to the floor, lovely. If that is not for you today, just hinge forward as far as you can. There are definitely some exercises that we do that I can tell when I don't do them for a while. Runner's lunge and world's greatest stretch is 2 of them, that if I don't do those for a while, I can feel it. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it up. If you need to, bend the front leg a little bit, open up that back leg, sit as tall as we can, and then we add that little bit of a turn. I add a little support with my hands. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna release the leg that's in front. We're gonna bring it under the leg that's in back. Flip it over, hands in knees position. Start with our child's pose. This is almost a guaranteed stretch for us. If you're not able to reach the hands out and have them on the floor, have your arms on the seat of a chair. You'll just be more elevated. Hands, use yoga blocks. Just kind of use anything you have. Sometimes we have those storage ottomans or a footstool. And add a little wiggle side to side. Good. Bring it up. Hands and knees. Step the right foot by the right hand. Left knee is down on the ground. And again, this is one you may need to elevate yourself. And you may need to bring that back leg farther forwards. But we're just going to hold it here. Nice, good hip stretch. So we're working the hip flexor. We're working a little bit of hamstring and inner thigh as well. Good. And we're going to take that right hand. We're going to drop the forearm down towards the floor, and then we're going to open it up towards the ceiling. So drop to the floor, open towards the ceiling. You find that range of motion that's going to feel good. I've got 2 more. Good. Bring it in, lift it up, step it back. We're going to switch sides. Left foot by your left hand. Right knee is dropped down towards the floor. And again, we start, squeeze the glute. We're trying to press that hip forwards. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take that arm. Forearm goes down towards the floor. Reach it up to the ceiling. So forearm to the floor and reach. Good. Couple more. 1 more. Good. Hand to the floor. Let's lift it back up into a plank, and now we're going to step it forwards like we're going to come to standing. So your option 1, if you can do this, is to drop it down into a deep squat. And I know some of you are like, not a chance. You can be up, hands on a chair, on the seat, and then just kind of drop it down into a deep squat. Trick is to find something comfortable that you can do without feeling like your legs are going to catch on fire. Or sit in a chair or on a footstool, take the legs wide, and try to stay tall, and then just drive those inner thighs out. This one works really well if you have ankle issues, if you put your heels on a mat, and that's a good one. Good. Couple deep breaths. I'm going to come up to standing. I'm going to come really slow because I always get dizzy when I come out of that particular exercise. So I always just come halfway up and then come all the way up to standing. Good. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. All right, we're going to flex our wrists, straight elbows, shoulder blades down and back. We're going to try to move the ball in the socket. Good, and change direction. Let's take those arms out to the side, reach it back, same thing. Wash the walls. Change direction. Bring the arms down, rotate, shoulders down and back, ear to shoulder, side to side. So just try to set your shoulders into position. Bring the head up. We're going to look to one side and then look to the other. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in the center. Big breath in. Spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. One more time. Big breath in and out. And you are all done.